my name is Kimberly Wilson, and welcome back to another episode of Tea with Kimberly. So please grab a cup of tea, journal, and pen, and I'm going to share some ideas on stress management. All right, so we are bombarded with stress all the time. And so, what are some ways to manage that and to navigate our stress responses so that we can move through what are called stress cycles and kind of refill the well so that we're in turn ready for the others that come at us, right? It's constant. And so there's a few sort of go-to stress management techniques that I would love to mention and that I hope you will find supportive and nurturing on your path. Okay. I mean, simple one is sipping tea, right? I mean, that's obvious, but also, eating things that nourish our body, sleep hygiene. When people are feeling overwhelmed, I'm also often like, okay, are you exercising? Are you sleeping? Because when our sleep is off, everything's off. Like we're kind of a mess. I describe it as walking around with no skin, like we just are raw, right? And then how are you eating and drinking? These sorts of things all play into the way in which we can manage stress. And stress is not easy, but we can build up our resilience. Another thing is journaling. I like to just put pen to paper and spend a little time processing, like, what's going on? What is it that's so upsetting about this? Or what is it that I most need right now? Sometimes I just need to organize, right? My head is just overwhelmed with to-dos or projects or things along those lines. And if I can write them down and get them in a really organized state, I feel calmer, right? So trying that for you, that might be helpful. Of course, our social support is critical. People that you can reach out to and just be like, hey, I need a little love right now. Can you tell me something positive, right? Or make me laugh, or I need to meet up for a tea because I just need to talk, right? I mean, whatever it is, our social support and network is so, so critical. And sometimes we move to a new city or we have a transition and that all changes, and rebuilding it takes time, especially as an adult. So making sure that you have that social support system to help fill you back up. Limiting screen time. Sometimes whenever we're stressed, we just will scroll, right? They call it doom scrolling. And for a lot of people, that actually makes them feel worse. So for you, do you need to just put the technology away a little bit and just be with your body, be with your breath, be with this moment, right? Even though it's hard, there's something about being with it rather than running away from it. And there's also healthy distractions. And what I mean by that is when the mind is stuck on rumination and it's just going over and over and over again on the same thing, that's where healthy distractions do come into play. And that could be going and taking a bath, watching your favorite TV show, listening to music, things that distract you from yourself, right? So sometimes that's helpful. Sometimes it's called avoidance. It's a fine line. Another thing that's really helpful and supportive is aromatherapy, smell. Like I'm very big into candles or essential oils. So for you, even tea, right, has a sense of smell. Flowers, things that just bring up a little bit of nurturing of that sense. I find that to be quite therapeutic. And then many people do also. There's so much out there on aromatherapy in general. And then, of course, there's just a little bit of laughter and humor, which can be so helpful. So, when you're just feeling so overwhelmed and things are feeling so heavy, who can you go to for a laugh? What can you watch for a laugh? What can you read that just makes you kind of giggle, right? Where you're like, really? Sometimes I have moments with my pets in particular, like when my dog vomited on my pillow at 2 a.m. after I had just turned 50. I'm like, really? This is my birthday gift. It's like having a sense of humor helps because otherwise you're crying, right? So for you, what brings you a little bit of joy, a little bit of laughter? And how to get more of that in your life as you think about reducing stress. We can get so wound up tightly, just gripping. And what would it be like to just let go a little bit and let yourself have a little bit more joy, a little less intensity, lighten some of those deadlines? move some of those projects to next month or next year, right? So embracing and embodying this sense of gentleness and gentle compassion and kindness to you ultimately affects those around you. All right. Thanks so much for tuning in. I hope this has been helpful as you think about managing stress and bringing more tranquility into your everyday.